Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. We're on location, live streaming on YouTube at parktv.org from St. Louis Park High School, and we are bringing you a really good varsity girls basketball game tonight featuring the visiting Chaska Hawks against the St. Louis Park Orioles. Both teams have great talent, although their records are quite divergent. I don't think the Orioles' record is commensurate with how much talent and how good they are. The Hawks come in at 13-4, always a perennial favorite in the Metro West Girls Varsity Conference. They will put up a big test. Leading scorers for both teams coming in the night to look out for. Kendall Coley is the leading scorer for St. Louis Park. She's averaging 19 points a game, followed by Reagan Alexander, who is averaging 12 points a game, followed by Jordan Turek, who is averaging 11 points a game. Excuse me, Reagan Alexander is averaging 17, Coley 19, and Turek 10. And we're about to begin. St. Louis Park in dark unis, and they get their initial tip. Kendall Coley gets it to Faith Miller, number 31. And a quick shot there. 2-0. Good start for St. Louis Park. Quickly down, and that's the leading scorer for Chaska, number 24. Mallory Heyer averaging 21 points a game, just a sophomore. Mallory Heyer evens it up at 2. 2 quick baskets. An unforced turnover there, committed by Joelle Sheffield, the junior guard. So a first turnover of the match. St. Louis Park's going to want to limit those, of course. All right, now Chaska in the backcourt, and token pressure. We broadcast St. Louis Park Benilde girls varsity basketball just earlier this week, and Benilde faced a relentless press, but tonight Coach Arsenio Richardson is deciding not to employ the full court press, at least not initially, as he did against the Red Knights. Okay, Chaska driving there is number 2. She's the second leading scorer for Chaska. That's Kennedy Sanders, just a 9th grader. And nice block by Kendall Coley. Ball loose underneath the basket, and it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow favors St. Louis Park, so that's a turnover. Well, let's see. Goes to the Hawks. So throwing it in will be Kennedy Sanders, the freshman. Gets it down underneath to number 33. That's Kendall Carmen, and that shot is off the mark. Rebound goes to number 31. That's Shayla Miller. Miller brings it across the court all the way into the lane, takes the running jump shot short, just barely got to the rim, but Kendall Coley gets the rebound. Now Turek with it, drives the lane, bounce pass underneath to Reagan Alexander, and she draws the foul, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2, and we're tied here at 2. 16:34 to go here, first half, just underway. Glad you're with us. I'm Robert Christensen. I expect a great game here tonight, and there we get a good look at Reagan Alexander averaging 19 points a game, or 17 I should say, and that first free throw off the mark. Her second attempt, spins out. So unable to convert, so the score remains at 2, and now there's the press off the missed free throw, and they force it out of bounds, so good defense there. Let's see if they keep the press on, and they do back off now. So bringing it up will be the freshman, Kennedy Sanders. Sanders being guarded by Jordan Turek. Tight man-to-man defense, and she takes the give and go from Mallory Heyer, and that shot is off the rim, and rebound goes to Faith Miller, and she comes in, gets it underneath to Reagan Alexander, and this time she converts on the reverse layup, and that makes it 4-2 Park. And now they got the pressure, so they're going to be putting pressure on after made baskets. Underneath, though, to Mallory Heyer, and they cannot leave her alone. That's the danger with the press, is you get beat back, and you got to be watching that. So they tie it up, the Hawks do, at 4-4. That's Sheffield into the front court now for Park. Turek now drives the lane, goes all the way in, and bounces it off the rim. Unfortunately, rebound Heyer for the Hawks. Now into the front court quickly to number 5. That's Kelsey Williams. Inside to Heyer, and her turnaround left-handed hook shot spins out and goes out of bounds. Oh, we got a foul call. Let's see. Oh, we got our nice floor camera here. Reagan Alexander with that reverse layup right there. Turn around, banked it in. Beautiful. All right, Sheffield takes it in. That's a team foul. That's 2 on Hire already. Number 24, their leading scorer. That is very fortuitous for St. Louis Park that their leading scorer by far, averaging 21, already has 2 fouls just a couple minutes into the first half here. And that ball goes out of bounds. Another unforced error, a little miscommunication there between Coley and Reagan Alexander. That's very unusual. They've been playing together for years, both volleyball and basketball here. All right, now throw in, and there's the press. And Sheffield gets her hand on it and comes away with it. Turnover to Park on the press. Now can they maintain some composure here, settle down. Now Turek in the far side. She drives the lane with the left hand, comes all the way in and unable to convert the left-handed layup. I don't think that's her strong hand, and it showed there a little bit, but great drive, and she had it. She'll convert those as the game goes on. Now big shot from the outside, taken by number 5, Kelney Williams. And now Reagan Alexander back in the front court for the Park Orioles. Turek to Reagan Alexander, and she takes the drive, and that goes off the rim. And Coley able to bat it back out to Turek. Turek gets it down to Reagan Alexander. She goes up, no foul on the call. Nice defense there by number 14 for Chaska. It's Kaylee Van Epps, their number 3 leading scorer, and now underneath. And we got a travel call on Van Epps. So she gets the block and then gets called for the travel. So we're still tied at 4 here. 14:03 to go here, first half. We're streaming live on YouTube. Just search ParkTV.org when you get to the YouTube site, and you can catch this all live, this broadcast and all the broadcasts throughout the seasons. All right, now Sheffield brings it to the front court. No pressure really from Chaska in the back court. Now down low to Miller, and she kicks it out to Faith Johnson, and Scher's shot is way short. And we got a foul call on Park. Sheffield, that's the first team first. So 2 team fouls for Chaska, 1 for Park. And now the press. Trying to trap, and breaking it easily is the 9th grader, Sanders, and she comes all the way in and dumps it off to Williams, and Kelsey Williams gives the Hawks a 6-4 lead. So after all that, the Hawks come away with a 2-point lead. Park has had their opportunities, but unable to convert. And now Sheffield takes a big 3, and she nails it, the lefty. That looked good. And now the Park Orioles are up 1, 7-6, and now the press. And there's a whistle and a travel, and another forced turnover. Look at that shot by Joelle Sheffield, the junior guard. Off to a good start from 3-point land. Now back underneath that following the turnover. Unable to convert there is Reagan Alexander. So still yet to find her rage underneath the basket. She's usually pretty much money down there. Now that layup by Sanders is off the mark as she goes the length of the court. Now Miller has it. She gets to Kendall Coley from 3-point land, and that goes off the rim and over the backboard. 12:56 to go here, first half. 7-6 is your score. And there's our end zone camera. We've got 3 cameras here, and Faith Johnson almost gets the steal. Great camera angle there. There you can see Ravi with our sideline camera. Love those angles. All right, now there is number 5 with it for Chaska. Kelsey Williams, the junior guard, gets in the front court, but taken away, stolen by Faith Johnson, number 4. And Johnson has it, gets it ahead to Shayla Miller, and she just passed on the 3-point shot, decided to dribble, and then fumbled it out of bounds. So I don't know if there's nerves out there. There might be. Chaska's leading the conference here in the Metro West. This is an important game at home here for St. Louis Park. I was looking at their schedule, and they meet in the final regular season game as well, back at Chaska. So Park wants to show some confidence here and get a win here tonight. Very important game for them, in my estimation. All right, now Sanders brings it up and into the game, and guarding her is number 4 for St. Louis Park. That's Kaya Hegdahl, just an 8th grade guard out there, played well against Benilde the other night. Now Sanders at the top of the key, being guarded by Turek. Now to the corner, and that is number 21 with the 3-point shot for Chaska. Sorry, that was number 20, Ashley Schulke, just a 9th grader with the 3 there. Look at that shot, good looking shot. Right in the back of the rim, into the net. 9-7, and now the press. Bring it into the front court, number 4, Kayla Hendrickson. And her 3-point shot off the rim. Rebound underneath, though, by Schulke, and she draws the foul. Kendall Coley gets whistled on that sequence. So that'll be the 2nd team foul for the Orioles. And Coley will have a seat. Alexander checks back in for her. Now in throw-in play, Sanders down in the corner to number 4. It's Kayla Hendrickson, the junior guard, and that's a turnover against Chaska. Also into the match is Sadie Yarosh, number 13. She'll take the inbounds pass from Faith Johnson. Yarosh, a junior guard. Also got in some good minutes against the Red Knights the other night. Now, Reagan Alexander gets it down to Turek, and that play, Turek, boy, the Park Orioles are really struggling down underneath the net, converting those easy shots. That's gonna cost them if they don't get hot on those. Now Turek, great rebound there, chasing it. And what's the call? That was number 33 for the Hawks. Lucy Dardis chasing it there. And forcing the ball back into their possession. So Hawks have it in the front court. Sanders drives the lane, comes in with the left hand, and that's off the mark. Both teams struggling underneath. Turek gets it ahead, and deflected out of bounds by number 4 for the Hawks. That's Kayla Hendrickson. Kendall Coley checks back in after a short breather. Leading scorer, don't want her on the bench for too long, that's for sure. 9-7 is still our score. Low scoring affair so far. Now, Miller out to Jordan Turek, and that jump shot is true. 2 points for Turek, ties it up at 9. Now the full court press. Hendrickson almost lost it. Sanders picks it up, being guarded closely by Sheffield. Now down to number 33. That's Carmen. Now Sanders with it. Working on the right side to number 4. Hendrickson. Crossover dribble by Van Epps, and she draws the foul. It'll be a side out before the shot. Here's the replay of Jordan Turk's nice mid-range jump shot. Good looking shot. So foul on Faith Miller, and a timeout here on the court. Comes with 10:23 to go here. First half, we're tied at 9. Both teams struggling underneath with 2-pointers. Especially St. Louis Park missing several, not the word many so far for this early in the game. Their press is working very well. All in all, they're hanging in there very good against Chaska, who comes in with a 13-4 record, a very impressive schedule they've played so far. Just looking at what their losses were, and they lost to Hopkins, of course, by 19. Hopkins is unbelievable. They lost to Wayzata, and they lost to Shakopee back in late November and December. And then they lost to Maple Grove back on Saturday, January 11th, and they are on a 4-game winning streak, but so are the St. Louis Park Orioles. They are on a 4-game winning streak. After starting 2-10, they've won 4 in a row, including beating Benilde, a cross-highway rival. And now coming out of the timeout, throw-in will be underneath the basket. Sanders will do the honors for the Hawks. In there to number 14. And Epps, and she misses. Rebound to Reagan Alexander behind the back dribble. Nicely done to protect the ball from Van Epps. Now Coley to Turek. Back to Coley at the top of the key to Sheffield. And try to get to Reagan Alexander, and it goes out of bounds. Both teams playing good defense here. Chaska playing great defense as well. Just playing the half court, not the full press. With the throw-in underneath, Orioles will full court press on made shots and out of bounds plays in the back court. In the front court, Sanders handles it easily. Ninth grader showing no signs of youth and inexperience, and before the shot is a foul. Push. Arsenio Richardson taking issue with that call. Now throw in quickly for Sanders. Gets it into Schulke. Now Van Epps down low. Turnaround, jump shot, hook shot taken by Carmen off the mark. And you know, I was just thinking their number one scorer has been on the bench here, number 24, Mallory Heyer. Since early on, she picked up 2 quick fouls, and I'd say that this is a time that Park really needs to take advantage, and they're just tied at 9 right now. She'll definitely be back in the second half. She may not play this whole half, depending on how the scoring goes. I don't think they want to risk her getting a 3rd foul. Nice give and go there. You know, that's a classic mistake on the inbounds pass. No one from Chaska picked up the person throwing it in, and she was available for the give and go for the easy shot, Faith Johnson. 11-9, and now answering Schulke. Ashley Schulke, the freshman guard, answers with the 3, puts the Hawks right back up by 1, 12-11. Coming up, 9 minutes to go here, first half. Turek now drives the lane, stops. Kendall Coley, wide open side jumper, makes it. Well done. 13-12 Park. Full court press once again. It's been working, they just haven't been converting them into points. Sanders at the top of the key. Park playing good defense there. Down low. Carmen turns around. Faith Johnson, or that's Shayla Miller. Now the steal by Kendall Coley as she fronted Carmen to get the steal, or Van Epps. And now Faith, sorry, that was number 31, Shayla Miller. Her shot, a little anxious on that. Short and to the left. Not sure what the hurry is there. There's a nice shot by number 20, Schulke, answering Park a few moments ago. Now Hegdahl checks back in. There she is, number 5. And there's the full court press being implemented. Sanders all the way down. Bounce pass underneath to Schulke. Now to the top of the key to Williams. Or excuse me, that's Carmen. And Sanders, nice drive along the baseline. Smoothly lays it in there. She's a nice player. Puts the Hawks back up by 1, 14-13. 7:55 to go. Fast-moving first half here. We are broadcasting live from St. Louis Park. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us. This is going to be a great game all the way down to the wire. Don't go away. Keep watching. It's going to be nip and tuck the whole way. All right, Ashley Schulke will throw it in, and there's that press. Kendall Coley checks back in. Lots of substituting. Hegdahl checks out. And they're going to call out of bounds. So Sanders stepped on the right sideline there with her right foot. Turnover. And St. Louis Park needs to start converting on these. No point in doing the press if you can't turn them into points. You've got to start being patient, getting those points. Faith Johnson, nice crossover dribble, drives and draws the foul, as she should. She'll go to the line and hopefully can convert on the turnover with the press. Number 4, Faith Johnson, a junior guard. first one, ties it up at 14. 7:38 to go here, first half. There's a good look at her from our side camera view. End zone camera view, I should say. And nice shot. Puts the Hawks up by 1, and there's that press. Sanders quickly gets the Schilke into the front court to number 5. That's Williams. Nice ball movement displayed by the Hawks here. Sanders takes it from number 4. That's Hendrickson. Sanders. Sheffield playing good defense. Now Williams. Williams drives, and Reagan Alexander stuffs her. And she'll take it herself across the front court, gets it to Shayla Miller. Miller needs to show some patience here, gets it to Kendall Coley, and there is Faith Johnson wide open and unable to convert. Rebound to Schilke for the Hawks. Down 1 in the front court, Sanders into the corner. Cineo Richardson encouraging his players to get the hands up, and Sanders comes in, and they're gonna say she got bumped on the way in on that drive. Boy, I don't know. They're gonna say Faith Johnson just got her. Not by much. 16 foul. That puts the Hawks in the bonus now with 6:48 to go as opposed to the Hawks 14 fouls. And Sanders, the number 2 leading scorer. This is that front end of the 2-shot foul. Substitution now for the Hawks. Number 5, Williams sits down. Now Sanders will shoot. And Reagan Alexander gets the rebound. She misses 2. Very fortuitous for the Hawks, or for the Orioles, I should say. Now Yarosh gets it to Sheffield. Sheffield unable to catch up to it, but out of bounds off number 33 for the Hawks. Kendall Carmen. Lots of K's on this team. Kaylee, Kelsey, Kendall, Kennedy, Kayla. My goodness. All right, Schilke. Now Sanders. Bounce pass, nicely done to Schilke. That was beautiful. Nice play by Sanders. Schilke coming in on the left side. Puts it up for 2, and that puts the Hawks up by 1. 6:12 to go here. Reagan Alexander. Now to Sheffield. She'll drive the left side. Sanders stops her there. Now Kendall Coley at the top of the key. Hawks in a man-to-man. Jordan Turek stops underneath to Reagan Alexander, and she's still struggling with that shot. Boy, I would encourage her to come out here at halftime or just before and just to practice those shots by herself. Just get that down. Just very tight there, not extending. Just needs to go and shoot about 20 of those right underneath, just all by herself. Just take the ball, keep shooting them. When she comes in for the second half, she'll start making those. That's what I used to do. You miss those, you just go down there and you just shoot about 20 of them by yourself. Shoot it, take it in, bank it off, shoot it in. But right now, she is not finding that range, and it's costing the Orioles right now. And that free throw is off. Good shots need to be made. Okay, now Sanders into the front court. That's Schilke on the left side. Now to number 13, now into the match for the Hawks. That's Lucy Dardis, junior guard. Sanders gets blocked by Shayla Miller. Now to the near side, and that's going to be a travel. She moved her step first. No argument from number 13, Lucy Dardis. Right there, yep, that's the travel. Took a couple steps. Good camera work there by Ravi, our end zone cameraman tonight. All right, here's Reagan Alexander, gets stuffed underneath, and she misses another easy one. Oh, she's really struggling. Score tied at 16. Sanders distributes the ball very well, almost intercepted there. Now Van Epps, and she drives the lane with the left hand and scores and puts the Hawks up by 2, 18-16, 4:50 to go here, first half. Now Yarosh to Shayla Miller. Miller, not shy to shoot, comes right in and gets stuffed. Great defense by Schilke, but they call the foul, and Miller will go to the line and shoot two. Nice crossover there. I'm gonna say she got her with the body. Not by much, though. Both these teams playing very well, very clean basketball. Neither team in the bonus yet, and Shayla Miller misses that free throw. These are gonna cost them. If you're gonna beat the #1 team in the conference, you've gotta convert these underneath shots and these free throws. Especially with their #1 scorer on the bench the entire first half. She's not coming back out, I'll guarantee you. She'll start the second half. All right, now Schilke, and that's intercepted by Hegdahl. She saw it coming all the way. Let's see if they can convert this one. Miller gets turned back around by number 33, Carmen, and now the shot from outside by Faith Johnson. Nice rebound by Turek. Now Hegdahl. She'll try the lane on the right side, and she draws the reach-in foul by Sanders, and that'll be a 1-and-1 now. Or no, what did they call? Out of bounds. They call a travel there. Let's see here, what was that? Oh, the illegal pick right there, that's what it was. Yep, Brown, foul on Brown. It's the team 7th. I don't know why that's not the 1-and-1 for Chaska. I'm missing something here. Meanwhile, in drives number 14, Kaylee Van Epps puts the Hawks up with their biggest lead by 4, biggest lead by either team. Yeah, that was an illegal pick because she wasn't set by Isis Brown, the junior center for St. Louis Park. And now a foul called, and now a 1-and-1. I guess it was because it was an offensive foul. Maybe that's why they didn't do the 1-and-1 on Isis Brown on that illegal screen. Now Turek at the line. Yeah, the experienced, calm, collected, cool senior, Jordan Turek, averaging 10.8 a game. And that one's short. Rebound, Miller, nice rebound. Or Faith Johnson, I should say. Now Turek, timeout. Taken by Turek and the Orioles. Actually by Arsenio Richardson, as he called it in. So that'll give us a chance to look at the upcoming schedule here for our St. Louis Park Orioles. We've got Robbinsdale Cooper coming up, then at Waconia. The East Side Bloomington, Kennedy's, Chanhassen, Jefferson, Minnehaha Academy, and then Benilde, and then it's not on there. But if you turn the sheet over that I have, it's Chaska right after that one. And that will be a good matchup right at the end of the season. Could determine the seeding in the sections. And that is the end of the timeout. I heard the buzzer, so there's 3:52 to go here. Good match so far. Park down just 3 at home. With the ball out of bounds. Shayla Miller will throw it in. Hegdahl. To Jordan Turek. Hegdahl. Chaska playing great man-to-man, low-scoring affair. Both teams playing great defense, which good teams do. Isis Brown way out top. And that aggressive defense by number 14, Van Epps, causes the turnover. Isis Brown was a little flustered, and she'll have a seat. Jordan Turek back in. Hegdahl takes a seat as well, and Sheffield will come in for the Orioles. Down 3. Hawks with the ball. Van Epps to number 5. Williams down low to Van Epps, and that, she misses a short one on her own. Good defense underneath there by Sheffield. Even though she was outside, she was able to harass her just enough to cause her to miss it. Nice job. Now Sheffield takes a tough shot. Running jumper with Sanders all over her. Didn't have much of a chance. Now Sanders at the top of the key to Van Epps, and she'll put up a 3, and she nails it. 5-point lead now for the Hawks. Under 3 minutes to go, 2:45. Coach Arsenio Richardson does not want this to get out of control here at the end of the first half, that's for sure. Alexander looking to get on track. Short, I think that was partially blocked by Van Epps. Another good defensive sequence there for the Hawks. 2:22 to go. That's Kendall Carmen. Lots of K's, man. Must have been the thing about 15 years ago when you're naming kids. Lots of K's. All right, big dribble there, and nice defense by Faith Johnson, causes the steal, picked up by Reagan Alexander. Nice pass to Jordan Turk, turns around and puts it in. That's experience right there. Jordan Turk settles things down with that nice two-point shot. Steadied herself, didn't rush, and made the 2 points. Very well done, showed lots of experience and wisdom. Okay, Sanders, nice behind the dribble there. She is a heck of a player. Just a freshman. Now Sanders, and we got a foul called. I think Arsenio Richardson was lobbying for it. And we got an offensive foul on Van Epps. That's her second. So two of their three leading scorers are in foul trouble with 2 fouls. We'll see if she takes a seat, or is Coach Seifert for the Hawks going to leave her in there and risk a third. Sheffield now. Hawks down 4, or Orioles down 4. Reagan Alexander misses another short one. Man, oh man. Okay, Van Epps into the front court. Boy, nice behind the back dribble there. Schulte comes in the running jumper and nails it. So the Hawks are starting to make their shots, and the Orioles are having trouble, and look at that. She didn't look, and Sanders right there. That's a backbreaker there with 50 seconds to go, first half. Yeah, Turk now comes out to bring the ball up, and that's who they need bringing the ball up against this team. And she takes a shot, and it gets blocked by Williams, and rebound goes to Schulke now into the front court, and look out now, the Hawks are smelling blood, I feel. Up 8, 30 seconds to go. Sanders, they're gonna go for one shot, I hear the coach, and nope, they're gonna take that one anyway, and it's a 3. 11-point lead suddenly, I was afraid of this. 30-19, just like that. And almost another turnover by Shayla Miller. Just not taking care of the ball there. Able to get it back, and possession goes to the Orioles. Look at this here. Bingo. Schulke with the 3. Now Kendall Coley will try her 3, and they need that desperately. Right at the end of the game, and it falls short, and that's our score after 1 half of play, 30-19. Come on back for half number 2.
New message.
Your social security number has been suspended. If you do not contact us, your account will be deactivated.
Scammers are aggressive when they contact a potential victim. Social Security Administration employees will never threaten you for information or promise benefits in exchange for information. In those cases, the call is fraudulent, and you should just hang up. Don't provide any personal or financial information to these thieves. Call the Social Security Fraud Hotline at 1-800-269-0271.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports on location. We are broadcasting live on YouTube at ParkTV.org, bringing you girls varsity basketball Metro West style, featuring the Chaska Hawks visiting the St. Louis Park Orioles. And if you're just joining us, that is your differential, 11 points, but it wasn't that way until just the last minute or so. And the Hawks got a couple of turnovers and a couple of three-point shots, and were able to open up an 11-point lead, all while their number 1 scorer, number 24, Mallory Heyer, was on the bench. She averages 21 a game. She has no points. She played just a minute in the first half, and she's now out there to start the second half. So the Orioles really now have their work cut out for them against the very powerful Chaska Hawks. Okay, that's Sanders into the front court as we are about to begin, as we just begin half number 2 here. Now Sanders drives the baseline. Bounce pass intended for Williams. Faith. Shayla Miller got the steal, but stole it out of bounds, so the Hawks will retain possession. Throw in by Sanders, the freshman guard, playing very well for the Hawks tonight, running the show. Now down low to Meyer, and she gets her first 2 points. Mallory Heyer averaging 21, now just getting her first 2 points. And now that is Sheffield into the front court. Kendall Coley drives the baseline, almost lost the ball. Now Jordan Turk drives the lane, takes the shot, and that ball is short. Good defense by the Hawks, rebound to Heyer. Now to the front court to number 5, that's Kelsey Williams. Now Van Epps. Williams. Steps back, pops the 3 off the back of the rim. Heyer, with the rebound. Sanders drives the freshman and scores it, and they are off to the races, the Hawks are. 15-point lead already now, just 17 minutes to go second half, I should say. Now Sheffield, and that ball, and the Orioles are really confused and discombobulated here a little bit. They had a really poor ending to that first half. I don't mean that with any malice, it's just the way it was as we see Sanders with our end zone camera angle with a great view. Now Van Epps on the left side. And out of bounds, Hegdahl on the play there for the Orioles, and the Orioles will retain possession. Or no, excuse me, the Hawks will. That is number 14, Kaylee Van Epps, the junior forward, having a nice night for the Hawks. Sanders directing traffic for the Hawks, looking for the screen to Van Epps. Now to Carmen, back to Sanders, looking for Heyer down there. Hegdahl giving her all she can. Refs are watching those two as they fight for position underneath. And now a steal. Reagan Alexander comes up with it. 2-on-2. She'll come in, and she is going to get the foul. They're going to call the travel. They call the travel. Bad break for the Orioles there. Reagan Alexander struggling tonight. Yep, that was just a lack of concentration, I feel. All right, now back. Kelsey Williams into the front court, stolen by Faith Johnson, but takes it out of bounds, so the Hawks will retain possession. And here's Van Epps to throw it in to Mallory Heyer. Now Sanders drives the lane, the freshman converts. And it's been all Hawks in the second half here, and a timeout by Arsenio Richardson. He's seen enough. His team is yet to score here in the second half, and they gave up 11 points consecutive at the end of the first half. And they find themselves down 17 already as we look at the records of the respective teams, and you can see St. Louis Park, even though they're 6-10, if you can see they're third, they're 4-1 in the conference, so you can see this is a very important game for them. And I really thought they were going to give them a good game, and they did early on. They just were not on their game, missing, I'd say, about a dozen easy shots underneath. I don't mean that with any malice or criticism. It's just what it was. It's just not their night, unfortunately, for them. They will meet again at the end of the season in late February before the sections at Chaska. Robbinsdale Cooper there at 4-1, 13-4. Chanhassen 2-2, Benil 2-3, and then Jefferson and Kennedy. I don't know what's going down there in South Metro Bloomington. A hard time winning games there in both the East and West Siders of Bloomington. All right, following the timeout, that's Faith Johnson. She'll throw it in. Yeah, the Orioles, they were pressing effectively, getting turnovers and just unable to convert. And, you know, when that goes on for too long, you start to get a little demoralized. And Coley, that's short from three-point land. And Jordan Turek put the ball down in traffic and lost it, of course. Can't do that when there's that much traffic around on the lane. Got to put it right back up. Jump ball, though. Possession arrow goes to St. Louis Park. Now Turek. Hegdahl. Turek. Good defense by the Hawks. Turek now underneath. And stolen away by Heyer. Mallory Heyer gets it and puts the dribble down, and double dribble they call on Heyer. So a rare turnover for the Hawks. Will give the ball back to St. Louis Park. 15-16 to go here in the match. Substitutions now. Hegdahl and Turek will sit down. In is Shayla Miller, who throw it in. Also Sheffield back in for Hegdahl. Now Faith Johnson. Ooh, almost stolen there by Carmen. Kendall Coley, though, looking for three. I thought that looked good from my angle. Reagan Alexander tried to get the rebound, but batted out of bounds in favor of the Orioles. There's that replay right there, and block and out of bounds. And Faith Johnson takes the pass underneath, tries the shot, and gets the whistle, and she'll shoot two at the line. Foul on Williams, number 5 for Chaska. That is her second personal, team first here in the second half. Faith Johnson gets that to go. Nice touch by the junior guard. Now Schulke, Ashley Schulke, number 20 there, and checks in for Chaska. She had a nice first half on the wing. Johnson now for her second. And that spins out. If they're going to get back in this game, they got to make all those little shots, that's for sure. Now the press on the miss, which is unusual. Now Van Epps into the front court to Carmen. Van Epps. The Orioles have played great on defense. They just have not converted their opportunities to an alarming rate. And Faith Johnson gets the steal. Avoids the steal back by Schulke. Now over to Kendall Coley. To Shayla Miller. Shayla looking to shoot at the free throw line, and she makes it, finally finding her range. And she can get hot. She's a very streaky shooter. Brings the Orioles within 14, and Sanders misses that, and now a chance for a run here for St. Louis Park. Now Sheffield into the front court. And she'll shoot that three. She made one earlier in the first half and misses it. Faith Johnson with the rebound. Now over to Shayla Miller, and she's Pete Maravich style, gets blocked. And that three by Kendall Coley. And now the Orioles are showing some life here. And now they're just down 11, which was the differential at the beginning of the game, and that's going to be a timeout. No, we got a foul away from the call on Faith Johnson. And here's that three from our end zone camera. Nice shot, great camera angle. Beautiful by Kendall Coley. Nice player, 6'1" junior center. Part of the St. Louis Park State Championship participant volleyball team this year. We brought you many of their games. Great athletes in that class, the junior class here at St. Louis Park. And Coley gets the rebound and a chance to cut it to single digits now. Sheffield, Coley to Johnson, in the corner to Miller. Johnson drives, running layup, draws the foul, the block, and she'll go to the line. So the Orioles now playing suddenly much better now. Couldn't quite convert that. Nice drive there by Faith Johnson, the junior guard. She'll shoot two. Gotta make those, man. Richardson just telling her to slow down. Yep, gotta slow it down. She's fired up. There it is. Nice, there you go. Yep, she slowed it down. Nice looking shot there. Now the full court press, it worked a lot in the first half. They just couldn't convert it into points. And Chaska breaks it. I'm sure they talked about that a lot at halftime to break that thing. And now Van Epps from outside. Off the mark, Schulke with the rebound. Oh, I can't believe they called a foul there on Faith Miller. Looked like she got all ball. My goodness. Let's see what our end zone camera says about this. On Alexander, 23, that was awful. Neither one of them touched her. I don't know what that was. I don't prefer to be critical, but that was... I don't know what that was. If anything, Faith Johnson may have looked like she got her with the body, which she didn't. And then there's Reagan Alexander. There was a gap there you can see with our end zone camera. Goodness, this is there, so a little poetic justice. 26-37, down 11. 13 minutes, plenty of time here for the Orioles. They were down 17 at one point. Now Turek in the front court. Experienced, calm senior. Uses a little forearm there to get some space. Now Miller to Kendall Coley, who just made a three, unable to convert on that one. Rebound to Van Epps. She'll bring it up the court. Across the line. And into the front court, hands it off to Schilke. Now Sanders, being guarded very closely by Turek. Orioles very quick on defense. Now underneath to Heyer, and 3 seconds is the lane violation. I thought Heyer was down there camping. 3-second lane violation on Heyer. Turnover. Orioles got to start converting here, though. Under 13 minutes to go. Now Sheffield in the front court. She'll try to shoot a three off the mark. She had a nice one in the first half, but 0 for 2 here in the second half. Now Sanders. And she loses Sheffield, takes the shot and banks it in, the 9th grader. Well done. Tough shot, too. She wasn't right underneath for that layup. She was out a few feet. Not an easy shot. Now Coley comes in and answers. They needed that big time. Just to stay with them right now. Feels like if the Hawks go on another run, it's going to be curtains here for the Orioles tonight. But right now, they're hanging in there. Still just down 11 with more than 11 minutes to go. Van Epps off the underneath the backboard. Now Turek in the center of the court, ahead to Coley. And no patience there at all. I don't know why they're so quick to shoot. I really don't. I know she's good, but she's only made one of several. And I think they just need to slow it down. They're very anxious. It's a nice shot there by Coley. And they break the press. Schilke passes on the three. Now to Carmen, drives the lane and puts it in with the right hand on the layup. You know, and that's what happens. You shoot those quick shots. Chaska comes down, gets that point. Suddenly they're back up 13. 11 minutes right now to go. Sheffield in the front court. That's one humble criticism I would have, is just showing a little bit of patience. Reagan Alexander finally makes that shot, and she knows she had been on the schneid there. First basket of the day here for her, and she finally makes that one underneath, and it climbs over. And that is a lot of frustration from the first half letting out there by Reagan Alexander. Normally scoring 17 a game, just getting her first two here. And if they can get her going. Well, they're trying to foul. They want the foul on number 24. And that's her fourth, the leading scorer. Got 2 quick fouls, have to sit down there. There she is, Mallory Heyer, averaging 21 a game as a sophomore. And now she's got 4 with 10 minutes to go. We won't see her till the end of the match, but they didn't need her. They had an 11-point lead in the first half, at the end of the first half, and then Reagan Alexander makes that. So she's found her range here, maybe just in the nick of time for the Orioles. They break the press a lot better this half than they were first half, and Van Epps draws the foul. Reagan Alexander over the back. That'll be the team's third to match the Hawks' third. There's a nice inlet pass down below. Reagan Alexander gets her with the body. Now Van Epps. That's Reagan Alexander's second personal. Van Epps puts them back up 11. And nice shot there. Great athletes on this floor by both teams. Turek now into the front court and turns it over to Sanders. She's quick and talented. And in the front court, the break to Carmen, and she delivers on the feed from number 4, Kayla Hendrickson. Nice fast break on the turnover. And those are spirit killers if you're an Oriole fan or a player. But Shayla Miller answers with the running jump shot in the middle of the lane. That's not an easy shot, so they're not going away yet. Shayla Miller almost got an unnecessary foul there, I thought. Now Van Epps. Sanders gets by Faith Johnson, and Reagan Alexander deflects the shot. Kendall Coley deflects the shot from behind. Now to the front court, Turek. And she nails it. The experienced senior, number 21, Jordan Turek, hits a huge three. And brings the Orioles within 9 for the first time since late in the first half. So they are making inroads, and there's 9:44 to go. So hang on to your hats, folks. Don't turn that dial. This game may turn out to be as good as I thought it was going to be at the beginning. All right, now. One thing the Hawks are doing, they're having 3 guards back to help bring the ball up. Before, they just had 1. That's preventing the turnovers. And Faith Johnson gets the block, and they call a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors the Hawks. So good defense there by the Orioles. They're playing much better here. It's half number 2. Good to see. Now Sanders. The nifty guard there for Hawks. And that is number 4, Hendrickson. Good defense by Sheffield for the Orioles. Now Schilke drives on Reagan Alexander, and her defense towards that shot. Rebound goes to Kendall Coley, and she'll bring it up herself. 6'1" center to Sheffield in the front court now. This Park needs to exercise a little bit of patience. There's no hurry here. They get a good shot, this crowd will light up. Coley, oh, in and out. Rebound, Reagan Alexander, which she's great at, and she makes that second one. 2 in a row for her. And now the crowd's starting to liven up here, and Reagan Alexander has found herself as they're now down just 7. Underneath to Van Epps. Turnaround jump shot, quick shot by the Hawks. Kendall Cole into the front court to Sheffield. Shayla Miller, she can make that, and she does! 41-45, and the Orioles are right back in it. Down 4, 18-14 to go. And timeout by the Hawks. And that brings people to their feet here at the St. Louis Park Gymnasium. What a great sequence there. Shayla Miller finally finds her range. There's Nolan Richards, or Arsenio Richardson, the coach, right behind her. Brings a lot of intensity and emotion to his team in this game. Great coach. There's Kendall Cole. Reagan Alexander, stellar rebound there, and then puts it right back up. Well done. So down 4, 8:12 to go here. We got us a game. Crowd's really starting to get into it here. The team has inspired the crowd. The crowd's going to try to inspire the team. It's a symbiotic process. They're going against the big bad Chaska Hawks. They come in 13-4. Park 6-10. 4-1 in the conference, though. So it's a big matchup here for the Metro West Conference girls varsity basketball. And it's now proving what it looked like it was going to be early on. Carmen. Willems to Schulte. Kendall Carmen, number 33. Now Sanders, great ball distribution there, but great defense, tenacious. Shayla Miller, now Sanders. Tries the right side, now Van Epps. Being guarded by Kendall Coley. Sanders down low, intercepted by Shayla Miller. When they're patient here, oh my. That's a block on Van Epps. What are they calling here? they called it on Carmen on the reach-in before they made contact with Van Epps. Yes. Carmen's first personal, team fourth. 7:18 to go here. Orioles down 4 with the ball. They started the half down 11 and it got as bad as 17, and now they brought it forward. And there's Jordan Turk, the senior. Ice in her veins, folks. Ice in her veins. Great shot. 2 threes in a row for her. And now the tenacious defense. They've got Van Epps trapped. And they're going to call the jump ball. No, timeout. In the nick of time, and the crowd saying that was a slow whistle. They don't like that call at all. Slow whistle. There's the coach coming out for Chaska, and now Chaska's starting to look a little unnerved. That's Tara Seifert, the head coach, talking to the official. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Maybe she's complaining, thinking her team was fouled. Let's look at their schedule coming up. They got going out north and west to Buffalo, Michael Albertville, and they get Benilde, Jefferson, and Cooper Kennedy and Chanhassen, and then they play St. Louis Park at home in Chaska on the 21st. If you're an Orioles fan, I would encourage you to go down there and support your Orioles. They're a fun team to watch here, and they're starting to play like it here in the second half. It'll be Friday, February 21st at Chaska High School, 7 o'clock start. Right before the sections, could have a lot of meaning, you never know, especially if the Orioles can pull this one out here tonight at home. 6:54 to go. Schulke with the inbound pass to Van Epps. Now Sanders. To Schulke. Down low to Carmen. Hegdahl guarding her, and I think she was fouled with the body there. Hegdahl is going to get the, I think they're going to call it on Hegdahl. Let's see here with our end zone camera angle. They called Hegdahl. Turk was in there. I don't know, you know, it looked bad, but she may have just tripped on her own. I looked at our cameraman, he goes, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Another phantom foul. 46-44, just down 2. You're just joining us. It's going to be a heck of a finish. Carmen now puts them back up by 3, but just a one-possession game. 6:36 to go. Now Sheffield into the front court. Oh, and she got tripped. No foul there. My goodness, come on. How can that not be a foul? Force them to take a timeout. No call there. Let's see. Is that a trip there? Yeah, she totally tripped her. It's a foul. No call. My goodness. Don't understand that at all. That official's missed a few. Taller of the 2. God bless him, but my goodness. That was a phantom foul there. He missed another one earlier that we had our red zone camera. But you know, that's the nature of the game. It's played by humans, ref by humans, and you got to overcome the human condition to win in anything. It's one of the obstacles in life, as in this game. So the Orioles, they're ready to take this one if they want it. They've been dominating here half number 2. And they'll throw it in with a chance to tie this trip down. First time since midway through the first half. That's Shayla Miller, 31. Now Sheffield. Junior guard, back to Miller. For a lane, gets it underneath the Reagan Alexander, and she converts. That's her 3rd in a row. She missed about 8 of those underneath first half, and now she's made 3 in a row. So she's warmed up big time, and that's a welcome sight for Coach Arsenio Richardson and the Oriole fans. Almost stolen by Turek. They definitely are quick on the hands there. Now Heyer back into the match with 4 fouls, and the rebound goes to Schulke with a nice, nifty reverse layup underneath. Puts the Hawks back up 3, 5:42 to go. Shayla Miller in the front court. Kendall Coley now with it. Reagan Alexander, down low to Turek. Bounce pass to Coley. Guarded by Van Epps. Coley looking for an angle. Nothing there, really. And ball loose. loose, and Sheffield comes up with it. No shot clock here in girls varsity basketball. And Faith Miller short on the running jump shot. Now Meyer all alone, the leading scorer, back in the match with 4 fouls. Takes the lead pass and now puts the Hawks up 4-5. And that could be trouble now that she's back in there. If I'm Arsenio Richardson, I'm driving right at number 24 to get her to draw a foul. Now we've got a whistle. And a turnover there. I'm not sure what that was. I didn't catch that. Sanders now has it. Hawks back up to a 5-point lead. This could be a case for the Orioles where they just let the lead get to be too great there at 17. Especially right at the end of the first half. It was like within 4, and then within a minute it went right to 11 to end half number 1. Then it ballooned to like 17 or 18 early in the second half before the Orioles made their run to cut it within 3. Now it's back up to 5, and they got to continue the pressure on. But you knew the Hawks were going to make some sort of run on their own, and there is Shayla Miller with the steal. They really are playing great defense. They've just got to convert here. There's Reagan Alexander. She'll drive the lane, turn around, and misses that one. Good defense by Heyer. Boy, she should have went right into her and drew the foul. Even if she got the charge, it'd be a 50-50 call, and Heyer would be out of there. Now Sanders, and boy, that 9th grader is going to be some player. She already is. The Hawks up 7. We're in under 4 minutes to go. No room for error now for the Orioles. They've got to get hot and get a couple turnovers. They almost have to play perfect basketball now for the last 3.5 minutes to get this one. Reagan Alexander at the point there. Now Jordan Turek from 3-point land, way off the mark. She had a hand in her face though. That's a tough shot there. Now rebound, there's Heyer, over to the left side. Schulke, now Sanders, and she'll slow it down. Mallory Heyer. Boy, a lot of things were going the Orioles' way. Heyer averaging 21, I don't even think has 6 points tonight. On the bench for most of the game as Sanders comes right in. And that's a backbreaker as the Hawks go up 9. Under 3 minutes to go. Now it's going to be 3-point land time here for the Orioles. They're going to have to make some threes and get some plays. And there's Reagan Alexander. She gets 2. So that'll help. Timeout by Arsenio Richardson. So that's good. They're still in it. Good timeout there by Coach Richardson, I'd say. There's our nice turnaround on Turek. Comes right in around Reagan Alexander, then switches to the left hand. She's a 9th grader, folks. Look at that skill set. Dribbles with the left. Turnaround dribble, gets by the defender, comes in with the right hand, then switches to the left and makes the layup as a 9th grade varsity player. My goodness. Yeah, we got some advertising here for Shamrock Ice Bowling at the ROC. We were there last night, brought you 2 hockey games. Vanille girls, Vanille boys, both won last night. KS95 will be there. Meet Ryan. Coming up on March 11th. Sounds like fun. This is our camera folks. Kurt on the right. There I am. Hey, how's it going? Oh, a little dance move there. I like that. All right, you're coming out of the timeout here. Orioles still hanging in there. Still enough time. They need to create some breaks. Need to get some breaks. And the full court press is on, and the Hawks were ready for it. They've got 4 people in the backcourt. It's Van Epps, Coley on her. Get it to Sanders. Sanders keeps it in the middle, which is what you need to do when you're trying to break a full court press. You don't want to get caught in the corners on the sidelines. Which is where they want you to go so they can trap you. Okay, Van Epps. I'll keep an eye on the clock, 2:20. Underneath to Hire, and she knows exactly what to do with it. Good play by the Hawks as they go back up 9. 2:09 to go. That's Kendall Coley down low to Reagan Alexander, and her reverse layup. Boy, if she'd been that hot in the first half, we might be talking about a different outcome here so far. Now Van Epps. Just took her a little long to get going. But she's been perfect here in the second half from the field, Reagan Alexander. I think she's like 5 for 5. And we got a foul call underneath there on Sheffield, I would say. Oh, that was the Hire basket on the sequence before the one just down on the other side of the court. So that was a foul on number 32, Kendall Coley. Her third personal, team 6. So Chaska in the bonus now for the remaining 137. They're up 7. Orioles need a stop here. Absolutely need a stop. It's a 3-possession game. No shot clock, so they might have to foul here, and they might play the foul game. Yep, and there's the foul. Hegdahl offers up her services, so 1-1 for the Hawks. So the good news is they get to go to the line and hopefully miss the front end. The bad news is the number 2 leading scorer, Kennedy Sanders, their stellar 9th grade point guard, is at the line. But she's missed a couple tonight, so she's struggled at the free throw line. Here she is, averaging 12.2 a game. And that's off, that's her 3rd miss. So that's the person to foul, despite how good she is in the field. Bad turnover there, unfortunately for Sheffield. She's gonna regret that. Oh, that's a killer. Boy, you get the free throw miss. Chance to cut it to 4 or 5. And there's another foul. This time going to the line will be number 5, Kelsey Willems, the junior guard. That foul is on Reagan Alexander, her 3rd personal, team 8th. Meanwhile, Chaska just has 4 team fouls, and that's off the mark. So, they're gonna give it to the Hawks. God, they got another miss. They've had their chances. Oh, this is gonna be a woulda, coulda, shoulda night here for the Orioles, I'm afraid. The Hawks are ready to be beat tonight. They got their number 1 scorer on the bench for almost the whole game. Completely ineffective Hire. End of that first half, I was talking about that possibility. You just didn't want to let it get away before halftime, and they did, and that's really what the story was. And then the beginning of the second half where they extended that to 17 before the Orioles started to find their groove and get back into it, but it was just a little too much to overcome, I feel. 48.8 seconds to go now with Van Epps at the line. Still a very entertaining game here. Van Epps makes that. Lots of talent in this league. Van Epps' second shot, she makes that. And that pushes the lead back to 9. So they've got to come down and shoot threes. There's a push. But they've got fouls to give. That will be just the 5th team foul. They can give one more and then another one before the free throw opportunity. So they don't mind fouling at all. Free throws are better than 3-point shots. There's Turek. Faith Johnson drives the lane, takes the 2-point running jumper, and that's off the mark. Hire with the rebound. And the quick foul by Miller. Send Hire, their leading scorer, to the line. That's Miller's 2nd team. That'll be the team's 10th. 37.4 remaining as we look at Mallory Hire. Good looking shot there. Nice follow through. And that's off the back of the rim. Rebound though goes to Schilke. And they call the foul on Turek. called by the official. It wasn't much of a foul, but he knows that that's what she was trying to do. Stop the clock. And now that is Schulke. Ball goes in. Yeah, the end of the first half, beginning of the second half, that was the difference right there. That's the 11 points you see right there, which was the halftime deficit for the Orioles. Sheffield knocked out of bounds by Heyer. Possession will remain with the Orioles. 30 seconds exactly remaining. Coley now with the throw-in. Shayla Miller hits the three. Quick timeout by Arsenio Richardson. Down 9, however, so it's gonna take a lot of fortuitous, let's watch this replay. Great shot by Shayla Miller. She is a streaky player. Look at that. Way outside, folks. That's far. I played high school basketball. We didn't have a three-point line when I played in ancient history, but I'd go out and shoot the hoops. That's a far shot, and she was way back. It was getting near NBA line almost. Not quite, but that's a heave from out there, especially with a hand in your face. So I still think the Orioles are going to end well here, and it's all about the sections anyway. You want to be peaking at the end of the season. Everyone makes the playoffs in high school sports. Once in a while, you'll see a team in any particular sport with a losing record finally get hot, or they get a player back who's been injured, and they go on a run in the tournament. All right, now throw in underneath, full court press, and they go with the long bomb to Heyer. Gets by her, but nice throw in there by Carmen. And Heyer let it drop, and she picked it up. Got it over to Van Epps, and she is fouled with 22.2 seconds left, so they really need a miss here, otherwise it's a 4-possession game. Unless they're Reggie Miller. Folks remember the old Indiana Pacers New York Knicks playoff game in the mid-early 90s. Reggie Miller came out and hit 3 threes in a row. Down 9 to tie the Knicks and beat him in a playoff game. Made Reggie Miller a legend and in the Hall of Fame. All right, now here comes Sheffield in the front court. Down 11. And that is going to be the number, I think. Close to it is. And that would be a good reminder for this team when they're looking at playing Chaska next time, that 11 points. That was their halftime deficit, and that is going to be the difference in the game tonight. And that is poetic. But that's your final score here from St. Louis Park Gymnasium. The visiting Hawks take it from the Orioles, 64-63. For Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, I'm Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.